Hello my lovelies and welcome back once again to Lauren Levels Up. I hope you're all keeping safe and well wherever you are and that you're staying sane during these quite frankly strange times. But today I have for you a video on a really super fast look that is perfect if you are working from home and you have a conference video call or a video meeting, something like that, and you just don't have the time or the motivation to dedicate to putting on a full face of makeup and trying to look absolutely pristine. So basically today's tutorial is all about those tiny little adjustments that you can make that are super quick and easy but are going to have maximum impact on the way you look. And everything I'm going to show you is basically focused on two things: making you look healthy and making you look more groomed. Now, these are just little bits and pieces, but you'll see what I mean, they make a big difference. So, the first thing that we need to start with, I have a completely clean face at the moment. In an ideal world, what I would suggest is using a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. Don't worry if you don't have one, because you can easily just mix up some of your moisturizer and some foundation, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm just taking a little bit of my moisturizer onto the back of my hand, a little bit of my foundation, and this is great if you have bought a foundation at any point that is slightly too dark for you, because if you mix it in with your moisturizer to create a tinted moisturizer, it basically means that you can afford to go a shade darker because the formula is watered down. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot that all over my face. And all this is going to do, because it's a very moisturising formula, is it really is just going to give us a tiny little bit of coverage, but mostly it's going to give us glow and make our skin look healthy, because particularly during lockdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, people's sleep patterns can get disrupted. We don't sleep as well as we should, and our skin tends to look dull. So we need to bring a little bit of life back into it. Now the next thing that we need to do is take care of any areas of darkness. This is something that is instantly going to contribute to making you look more tired. So when we are tired, when we have maybe not had as much sleep as we should, or our sleep patterns are disrupted, we tend to get darkness underneath the eyes here and also in the inner corners leading up into the brow bone. So what we want to do is brighten those areas, but not only that, we want to brighten the whole of the centre of the face, because that is what is going to instantly make us look more awake and more refreshed. So you want to be taking a concealer. I'm using Tarte Shape Tape as usual. I am mixing two colours together just because I don't have 100% the right colour, but any concealer that is brighter than your natural skin tone will do the job. All we're going to do is we're going to dot it underneath the eyes, onto the forehead, onto the chin. So underneath here, the centre of the forehead, just at the top of the nose, and then onto the chin as well. And then I'm not being neat at all, because we don't need to be and we don't have time. I'm just going ahead and blending that all away by using a mixture of smaller wiping motions, but I don't want to spread the colour around too much. But mostly patting motions as well. And don't forget, pay particular attention to the inner corners of the eyes and up to that section next to the nose into the brow bone there. So you can see now already that my skin is looking a lot more refreshed and a lot more awake, but what I do need to add to my face now to look a little bit more healthy is just a little bit of a flush of colour through the cheeks. So I'm going to use my Revolution Pro Sugar and Spice blush palette, and I'm going to mix the two most natural neutral colours here and just sweep the colour on to the apples of the cheeks, blending upwards just for a really, really natural flush of colour. And then just a little tip, if you want to make your blush look more natural, like you've been in the sun, whatever's left on the brush at the end, just sweep over the bridge of the nose. So we've got some life back into our skin now. Now we need to focus on the aspects that make us look a little bit more groomed. So next up, very, very quickly, I am going to take a brow powder and just fill in my brows very, very naturally. I'm not going to spend ages doing them. If you already have naturally quite thick brows, you could just run a brow gel through them. Equally, a soft hold hairspray just sprayed onto a spoolie brush and combed through your brows if you don't have a brow gel will suffice absolutely fine for this that we're doing today. So what I'm going to be using just to fill in a couple of sparse areas of my brows is just from the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. They happen to have a nice dark neutral brown that is very close to my natural hair colour. So on an angled brush, just going to brush the brows through and go ahead and fill in any areas of sparseness, which is instantly going to make the brow look that bit more groomed and put together. Now the next step is entirely optional, but I genuinely think that even the slightest coat of mascara really helps to open up the eyes and make you look more awake. I'm going to go ahead and just pop on a coat of mascara, and this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So even just the lightest coating, top and bottom, is enough to really open up and refresh eyes. Finally, just to polish everything off, I do recommend adding a lipstick. A lot of ladies like to wear a lipstick that is quite vibrant in colour when they are working. I really, really like this. I think that portrays almost like a pop of confidence to the look, which looks very, very good. But what I will say is that if you're going to opt for a bright colour or a bold colour, just make sure that you are sure that it suits your natural skin tone. Just because if you go for something that is a little bit straying from the colour palette that suits your own skin tone, what you can end up with is something that washes you out quite a lot and basically undoes all of the hard work that we've just done to make you look nice and awake and healthy. So if you know what colours suit you and you have a bright lipstick that you want to wear, go ahead and you rock that bold lip look. But if you're not sure, then always opt for a neutral. I have here Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipstick in Pillow Talk, which is a shade that I found to suit 95% of people. And it is just a kind of mauvey rose tone, as I'll show you. Which really just helps as that final step just to bring everything together, as you can see. So what we now have is an overall look that looks nothing like that washed out person that you saw at the start of the video, but someone who looks much more awake, much more healthy and a lot more groomed. So the last thing that there is to do is I'm just going to go and get changed and sort my hair into some semblance of something that looks a little bit more put together. So I will be right back and I will show you exactly what I mean. So as you can see, with the change of clothes and my hair sorted out, things are looking vastly different to that person that we saw at the beginning of the video, thank God. So what I would say is, when it comes to hair, I'm no hair expert, but I think the best advice I can give you if you need to sort your hair out quickly is to try and work with your natural hair texture and not against it. So for me, because I have quite straight hair naturally, that will always pretty much mean a sleek ponytail and it will take me 2 seconds. So if you work with your natural hair texture, it will always mean a quicker job for you to do. So that brings us to the end of this tutorial. It may have taken 10 minutes or so to watch the video, but when I'm not chatting away and explaining everything, this makeup can literally take me 5 minutes, sometimes even less. So I think it is that perfect amount of time to help get yourself ready, feel a bit better, feel more polished and presentable, ready for working online during these strange times that we find ourselves in. I really, really hope that you found this video useful and helpful today. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me in the near future. But for now, I will see you next Wednesday in my next video. Take care and stay safe.